Welcome back in, everyone. Happening all across the country today, people are gathering to celebrate Juneteenth. It is one of our nation's newest federal holidays.
It commemorates the day the last remaining slaves in Texas found out they were free. And that day came more than 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Tonight, ABC Action News reporter Rebecca Petit takes an in-depth look at the significance of this date through the voices of 3 people here in Tampa Bay.
Juneteenth became a federal holiday in 2021. However, it's long been celebrated by the African American community. The holiday dates back to June 19th, 1865, marking the emancipation of enslaved African Americans in Texas.
This is my grandfather's father, who was enslaved.
Virginia Robinson doesn't have to go far in her family lineage to find relatives who were forced into slavery, her great-grandfather being one of them.
I remember that his name was Lightner, and they said he was fast and he escaped.
She has a lot of memories as a child being around her great-grandfather and grandfather.
My grandfather, who was with me most of my childhood, he was in his 30s when slavery ended. That was just yesterday.
As an American descendant of slavery, Robinson feels it's her duty to celebrate Juneteenth, which is known as Independence Day for African Americans.
July 4th, I was not free. I'm saying our as my people, but Juneteenth is the date that acknowledges my freedom.
Do hereby proclaim June the 19th, 2025 as Juneteenth Day in Lakeland, Florida.
Last year, Lakeland leaders recognized Juneteenth as a city-observed holiday after Harlem Turner and other community members advocated for it.
I'm not going to give up on this, yo. I'm going to go back into my community and I'm going to fight hard as ever.
Turner tells me he'd been urging city commissioners for the holiday since 2023.
All I wanted was that all God people be taken care of. I couldn't get them to understand that. It wasn't nothing personal for me to gain from this, right? And so, but anyhow, they finally voted, and we finally won. And last year, they finally gave it to us.
Juneteenth is short for June 19th, and on that day in 1865, Union troops reached Texas, the last state to hold slaves, announcing that all enslaved people were free.
Confederate plantation owner didn't give a damn about what Lincoln had proclaimed. They knew that was a proclamation. They just ignored it.
Historian Clifton Lewis tells me this was 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery in Confederate states. Slavery continued in many southern states until Union troops arrived. Juneteenth represents the actual enforcement of freedom for African Americans still in bondage. Lewis says Juneteenth has grown to symbolize Black resilience and a time to reflect on history.
Black history is American history. There's no way that you could diminish the contribution of Black folks and have a complete history of this country. It just cannot be done.
Rebecca Petit, ABC Action News.